For my persuasive speech, I will be talking about how college athletes should get paid. Now, I know most of you think college athletes get paid because of scholarships, but that is just for their school by paying their education, not the money in their pocket. I know it's difficult for athletes to make money during college because you can't get a job. Half of your time is spent on sports, and the other is half on doing homework and in school. So there's no free time to go get a job and make money. College athletes not getting paid, in my eyes, sets athletes up to fail in life. After you're done with school, you are left with an extreme amount of debt, and it's hard to pay it back when you haven't had a job in the past 4 years, other than the 3 weeks during winter break and during the summer. It makes it difficult to succeed in life when you have no money to start your life after school. In 2021, college athletes were able to be paid by sponsors and images, which is the NIL, and this was passed by the NCAA. Before 2021, no college athlete can make money from an outside source. This doesn't mean college athletes are being paid. Yes, they are being paid, but it's through outside sources, like sponsors, and the only players who have the chance are the ones who are going pro, who will get those sponsors. So what happens to the other athletes? They don't get paid. Yes, it's a good thing players can get paid by sponsors, but I think the school should pay all players a fee to help them make it through the year and their college to set them up to succeed in life. Even though college athletes get a scholarship, it can be taken away in the blink of an eye. For example, a severe injury could make a coach take their scholarship away from them. Brain injuries like CTEs could take years to take effect. Then you're left to pay for an injury and have no money. Your scholarship is now gone, and you have to pay full tuition or transfer to a school because most likely you're there for the sport, not so much for the school. So an injury that leads to your scholarship being taken away leads to you paying big bills and debt with money you don't have because you don't have a source of income. I also think it would be motivational for players more. Getting money to play would motivate athletes to play harder, and playing harder and better gives the school money for playing well. Playing your sport is basically your job. You are supposed to perform well, otherwise you are benched or cut, just like how in your job you're supposed to perform well or you're fired. So why can't college athletes be paid if it's similar to working a job? A study has taken on how much time is spent focusing on your sport in college. The study showed that a college athlete spends around 40 hours a week on their sport, and most jobs work 40 hours a week. So, once again, why can't college athletes be paid? I understand that playing a sport in college is a decision, but most people want to keep playing because it helps them mentally and physically, and most importantly, it helps people go to college. Most athletes are only in college because their sport allows them to. I think a scholarship helps out short term to help athletes get a degree, but in a long run ruins them if they don't go pro. According to stats, only 2% of all athletes in all sports go professional, and the hardest sport to go professional in is baseball. Only 0.5% of college baseball players end up going to pro. That doesn't count single A, double A, or triple A. That's for college athletes that go from college through all those divisions and then go pro. And by the time you make it there, you're already in your 30s and have to retire soon. An example of paying athletes could be a yearly salary of signing a contract like professional athletes do. You can go to school that offers you a scholarship to play for them, and then you can sign a contract saying you will stay there and play for that school and make a certain amount of money each year. I think bonuses should be a part of it as well. For example, some athletes get bonuses for certain stats, for example, scoring touchdowns, hitting RBIs, or scoring in basketball. This would lead players to work harder, like I said earlier, and the better they play, the more they would get. Practices lasted anywhere from 3 to 4 hours and practiced daily, so going from class from 9 a.m. to 2, then having to work out and practice wouldn't give them till around 6 or 7 p.m. and then they go home, so they can't work, plus they have homework. This is a repeated process daily and would like to be able to sleep as well. Another reason college athletes should be paid is because college sports bring in just as many views as professional sports. 84 million people viewed last year's Super Bowl when the Bengals played the Rams in the Ohio State versus Clemson College Football Championship. 18.5 million viewers watched the game. Even though it's a 65.5 million viewers difference, 18 million people is still a large group of people to watch a game that college athletes are playing in. And if NFL players are being paid millions to play, why can't college athletes get paid a couple thousand for bringing in just a few less viewers? A lot of people watch all college sports, so why can't they pay their players if they are basically their jobs? Overall, I think college athletes should be paid. It's basically their job to play their sport and do well in it, so why can't athletes be paid? It would help athletes set up their lives after they finish college and set them up to succeed, not fail. I think most colleges make enough money yearly to be able to pay their athletes, especially top D1 schools, if anything. If you're that good to play and have no time to work, then why should you be able to not be paid? And even smaller schools should be paid, but maybe even cost less and getting less money. I think that this topic of college athletes not being paid isn't talked about enough and should be something that people should consider.